All right, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are listening or watching right now. My name is Mari Graceberg, and this is the 5-day Get Joint Venture Ready Online Challenge, where we dissect or implement and create what are those missing pieces of the puzzle to make you joint venture ready so that you can start attracting and signing up joint venture partners ready to promote you and your programs to their list. So today is day 2. Yesterday we talked about day 1, where we craft and review your irresistible offer. You know that is where the core, the everything starts is with your offer. So I hope you created your or do your homework to reviewing your offer, or if you haven't have an offer yet, to make sure that you create make sure that you have done the homework on the three things or the three criterias in order to make an irresistible offer. So I hope that one was clear to you. And if you have any questions, post them down below this video. Day 1, all of these videos and all of the homeworks are going to be posted inside our Facebook group, these Sell Out and Scale with Joint Ventures. So if you need to catch up, make sure to watch the videos from previous days. Today is day 2, and we are going to be talking about, let me see, day 2. We are going to talk about creating your irresistible lead magnet. So now that you have an offer, we are going to create 2 lead magnets or irresistible lead magnets that will sell your core offer. So the 2 lead magnets that I recommend is the PDF guide and the webinar. Why? Because this would give your joint venture partners reason to mail out 2 times. And these 2 lead magnets are value pack contents that your JV partners and affiliates will like to promote to build goodwill to their audience and making you look good to them so they buy from you. Actually, this will build goodwill for you and goodwill for your joint venture partners. And you've got to create this lead magnets that pre-sell or indoctrinate your audience so that they are more ready to buy your core offer when you are ready to sell them. So today, that is all our focus is, to create those lead magnets that pre-sell our core offer. And like what I've said, if you have questions about today's topic on creating your lead magnets, make sure to post them down below this video. I will be answering them. And also, if you are joining us live, make sure that you allow Ecamm, because I'm broadcasting via Ecamm, to post for you so that I can see your comments on the chat box. All right, so let's get started. So today it's all about lead magnets, or your irresistible freebies that are going to not just build goodwill to your audience, but also pre-sell your core offer, because that's really the purpose of your lead magnets, to pre-sell your core offer. So let us get to work. All right, so let's look at okay. All right, all right, so like what I've said, why these 2 like lead magnets, why the PDF and why the webinar. So the lead magnets really gives your joint venture partners 2 different value contents to mail out to their list. And then could you imagine giving them only one type of lead magnet, let's say only a PDF or only a webinar, then they won't have any reason to mail another one. You want to give them a reason to mail out to their list by giving them at least 2 different types of value contents. And that is why we have this PDF guide and the webinar. And a PDF guide is easy to consume and easy to deliver. It's one of the easiest way that you can give to your audience, because it's downloadable. And wherever they are, they can just download it and then skim through it or read through it, and it could be a reference to them. It will give them it will be used as the reference as they go through your core program. Whereas a webinar, on the other hand, it will give you opportunity to be in front of your ideal clients at a much more intimate level. I know one of the best way to create that intimacy with your potential clients is live with them. I mean, being in person to them. But at this point, local events are not really that feasible. That's why the next one would be like virtual events or virtual opportunity for you to be in front of them, like what I'm doing right now. I'm live with you. This is more intimate than you sitting there at your home and reading the PDF guide. So you're taking it the next level, a top-notch level, by doing a webinar or a workshop or online challenge like this, an online masterclass, something that you put yourself in front of them so that they get to see you, they get to interact with you, they get to learn from you directly from you, and that is so important in building that trust and the know-like factor that are one of the factors that makes people buy from you. So, and also the webinar is going to be your lead conversion platform. That is where you are going to sell your offer. Because remember, the PDF guide is going to be pre-selling your offer, like an indoctrination content for them, so they know what's about you, what's the offer is about. Is it for them? Is not for them. The webinar is really taking them into a lot more intimate level, wherein you get to teach them, you get to connect with them, you get to build rapport with them, you get to see them, they get to see you for who you are and for what you have and for what you can do to them. And remember, when you do the webinars, this is where you will be selling your core offer. Remember, the day one we crafted your offer. That is where this is where what's it about. You're going to be selling your core offer, and that's the mechanism of doing that one is through your webinars, because you're going to be selling that, whether that be going through buying your course online or your online programs or your coaching services. The webinar is going to do the selling for you, and whether that be going from webinar to a strategy call or an interview with them or direct to sale, this is what we're going to be using to convert them to sales. All right, so that is why we have the 2 lead magnets. First of all, to sum it up, it will be a lot easier for JV partners to promote you because they have 2 different value contents that they can share to their list or to the audience. And for the webinar, it is going to be your platform for closing the sale. It is your lead conversion platform. So it's important to create that opportunity for them to learn from you in a more intimate setting, so that they can see you, they can see they can have a taste of what you can do for them. And of course, you can screen those clients that are ready to buy from you or to get more of what you have. So that's why it's important to have this 2 lead magnets. And I know probably some of you are thinking, well, okay, PDF and a webinar, are they still working? Well, yes. And especially now, because we are more and more virtual, and a lot of businesses now are going virtual because of what's happening in the local event industry. So it's really important now to find ways, and with technology nowadays, you really don't have a reason not to do this one, because it is one way for you to be in front of them, in front of your ideal clients. So let's get a little deeper onto the lead magnets. So all right, and the next one is how to create your PDF guide. So we're gonna look into how to create your 2 lead magnets, which is the PDF guide and the webinars. So first off, let's look at how to create your PDF guide. If you are like me, writing is a daunting task for me. I hate writing. I don't know, for some reason, if I'm in front of my computer staring on the blank page, I just don't know what to write, or I just couldn't write. So what I do is, that you will see what as we go further with this one. So first off, I want you to follow. This is the outline that I use, and I learned this one from the legend Frank Kern, and I've been using this one for all of when I create my PDFs, or even when I'm writing a blog post, I follow this outline. Why? Because it's a lot easier for me to to create a content without staring a blank page. It really gives you an idea or a guide on what to write or where to start actually. So if you are like me, this is going to be useful for you. And there is a way that has that worked for me over, I mean, time and time again. So this is the outline. First, you state the problem. What is the problem that you are trying to solve? What is the problem that your offer is trying to solve? Because if you have an offer, remember when you have an offer, we talk about the journey of your clients. What is the problem that they have? And the opportunities, what is the solution that you're offering? That is your offer. The opportunity is your offer. So what is the solution to the problem that you are trying to solve? And then the next one would be the content. What remember the client's journey, the milestones. These are the step by step. How do you help them from having this problem to their solution? So this composes your content. So that's your step by step process. What is a step by step process that you take your client from where they are to where they want to be? From the problem to the solution. So that will be your content. And then the close, usually on your PDF, your call to action will be inviting them to go further with you on your webinar. So you can see that there is that the PDF guide leads to the webinar, and that's done on purpose. Because when joint venture starts promoting, they first promote the PDF guide. That PDF guide prepares them that the next step for them is the webinar. The webinar prepares them for your offer, because that's where you're going to be selling them. So all of these things that we're doing here, the PDF guide and the webinar, is related to each other. They serve a function with each other. They have to be together. They have to be in sync with each other. So again, the PDF guide sells the webinar, and the webinar sells your offer, if you want to look at it that way. So I want you to write down this outline, and then we're going to start creating the content of this outline. Are you ready? All right, I am ready. So let's do it. Okay, so here is the easiest way I have found myself doing, and my clients, I've helped my clients with to do, is this one. How to get this PDF guide done easily. So first off, I gave you the outline, and then record yourself talking about this. I mean, I couldn't test enough. I tested this enough. That's why I love podcasts. That's why I love Clubhouse, because they're audio. And what I do, I write this outline, and then I sit down, have my phone and record, and I just start talking, following the outline. So the problem, state the problem, the opportunity, the content, step by step, step 1, steps 2, step 3, steps 4, the close. What is your call to action? This is the easiest and actually the fastest way to create your PDF guide. You can't even believe it. So I want you to try this one. If you haven't done this one, I really want you to try this. At least get yourself something, get yourself to do something or accomplish something. If there's one thing that I want you to complete during the challenge, at least you should have done. You could do this PDF guide. I know you can do this one. It's not that hard. I've given you the outline. I've given you a way to do this. Just sit down and talk. We love talking, right? So record yourself talking about this one, and then voila, get it transcribed. There's a lot of transcribing softwares out there, and you can hire somebody from Fiverr at $5 and get it edited and proofread, and maybe somebody there or on Upwork to create a nice PDF outline, a PDF book or ebook about it, but formatting it a lot nicer and like that. And you know what? it's so easy once you have that one. So you record yourself, get it transcribed, get it edited, and then when that one is finish, meaning they made it beautiful to look like a real nice ebook, download it as a PDF, and that is your PDF guide. So now you've done with the content of your PDF. So again, I gave you the outline, the problem, the opportunity, the content, and the close, or your call to action, which leads them to the webinar. The next one is to write this one and then record yourself. Sit down, give yourself maybe like 30 minutes, 1 hour, and sit down and talk. Continuously talking, following the outline. Once you're done recording it with your phone or a recording software, get it transcribed. Go to fiverr.com, find somebody who can transcribe it, or if you can use an automated software so that it will be a lot cheaper for you. And then find on Fiverr to somebody to edit it and then make it look nice and create a PDF out from it and then send you the PDF format. That's it. I really want you to try this one. I really want you to do this one actually, because like I said, nothing happens until you get this one implemented, you get this one done. And remember, all the things that we're doing now from yesterday to today till Friday leads to each other, so that by the end of Friday or by the end of day 5, you are now ready to start attracting and signing up joint venture partners ready to promote you. Remember, what if you have all of this pieces together ready, anytime, anywhere that you meet someone that can offer that can promote you to their list or to the audience, you are now ready to just give them the link and their SWOT files and everything that they need to send email or to promote you to their list. So I really want you to get this one done. So that is for the PDF. Now you know what to write on your PDF, how to do the PDF, how to get it done, and how to create a downloadable PDF for it. All right, so that is the PDF. Let's talk about the webinar. All right, next one is the webinar. So how to create your webinar content. This is the outline. And again, I learned this one from the legend Frank Kern, and I've been using this one over and over again. I use it for my clients too, and this is what has helped me. It's a lot easier because it's, looking at webinars, I don't know if you probably have been to a lot of webinar. I have been a lot of webinar, and just looking at their slides and everything, it's daunting. It feels like overwhelming to me. Like, how did they do that one? How can I do that one myself? So I often wonder, and when I use an outline, it makes it a lot easier to create the content and create your slides. So first off, these are the main talking points that you have to have on your webinar. So first, of course, what the webinar is about. That is your headline. That is the benefit, headline, which is a benefit driven. And then why is your webinar different? Why is this one different from the thousands of webinars out there? And of course, you want to connect with your audience. You want to share your story, but I don't want you to ramble endlessly about your story, sharing your story. You want to share the highlights, the important highlights that led you to doing what you're doing today. So that will be your story from where you were, what was it like when you got started, how did you find a solution, what that solution have done for you, and what made you do what you're doing today. So it's really about getting them or sharing your journey with them so that they can understand why you're doing what you're doing today. That really builds that rapport, and that is going to be your signature story. That when people hear your story, they know that it is you, and they're going to be inspired by it. They're going to be inspired to take action. They're going to be they will have that surge of confidence in themselves that they too can do it. So your story is important because that's what differentiates you from other people out there. Everyone has unique story. I certainly have my own story. Back in the days, back in my previous life, I was working as an ER nurse, and I've been doing nursing for the half of my life. And then when I met my husband and decided to settle down, it was not affording the flexibility that I needed. So I started looking for opportunities for an online business so that I can do wherever I am, or I can generate income wherever I am. And that's got me into the online marketing world. And I started with podcasting, and I thank John Lee Dumas of Entrepreneur on Fire forever, because he was the one who mentored me into doing this, and I wouldn't be where I am today without his mentorship. And I have had a lot of mentors throughout this journey, and that was back in 2016. And I have had so many mentors because I believe in having mentors. Why? Because mentors create not just shortens your learning curve, but they get you results a lot faster than if you're doing it together. So I have been it has been a journey. I would say a journey of like ups and downs and highs and lows. But that's what entrepreneurship is about. And when I have my twins, they are now toddlers. They're 2.5 years old now. My business went into hiatus because I wasn't able to do as much as I can. But then now they are now in nursery. They are a lot. They are very active, but still they are a lot. I have more time now than earlier when I have to be there all the time to carry them, to hold them like that. Now I have more time and to do what I want to do. And besides, I am doing this because I wanted to have the freedom and the flexibility to be with them. And earlier it was a flexibility to be with my husband, and now I want to have that flexibility to be around my children and be where and give them the opportunity that I didn't get as growing up as a child. So I love what I'm doing now, and the fact that I am able to also help other entrepreneurs out there to create a business that affords them the freedom and flexibility. That is a joy that I do. That's the joy that I feel every day that I show up. So that inspires me. And for you, if you're just starting out, maybe your goal is to have a secure financial future, or to pay the bills. I mean, that was my goal when I started. I just wanted to generate income so that I can quit my nursing job and be able to pay our bills. Of course, when you are at the stage when you're just starting out, that is where you want to focus on, because I can tell you, if you don't have that financial security, that uncertainty of not knowing where your income's gonna come month after month, it is so stressful, and it's so it's really hard. It takes a toll on you, especially mentally and emotionally. So I want you to get off that financial uncertainty, and having a business that you can control, and that helps other people as well. That really builds not just a sense of accomplishment for yourself, a sense of certainty for yourself, but also a sense of contribution to the world. Because why are you doing this in the first place, right? I mean, we are doing this not just for ourselves. I mean, when you reach a point where all your needs are met, the next really is, why are you doing this? It's all about contributing to humanity. I mean, it is the overall goal, I believe, for people, for humanity, is to help and be a contributor to their lifestyle. So enough of my story. So what I want you to think about is to jot down, what are those milestones, what are those stories that you went through, that you've been helpful in getting you to where you are today. Because all of us have our own story that somehow help us get to where we are today, that help build who we are today, that help create who we are today. So don't underestimate those stories, because that's what makes you unique. Every one of us has their own story, and if this story resonates with somebody else's, you now have just inspired that somebody. So I really want you to think through and jot down these stories that you've had in your life, and how it helped you become who you are today, how it helped you do what you're doing today. So that would be the story. The content is easy, because the content is, these are the step-by-step process that you do to take your clients from where they are to where they want to be. This is your core content, and you know this one. And then the next one is transitioning to your offer. Transitioning to your offer is, this is when you say what's next for them. Now that you have educated, you have given great content, you have shared the step-by-step that they can do, whether they work with you or not. You have given them enough content that even if they don't take you up on your offer, they can go out there and do it for themselves, and they will get results. So you have to transition well, and there are some transition phrases that you can use. I will share this one with our resources under this topic. And then, of course, after the transition to offer, now you're gonna tell them the offer. You're gonna tell them the offer. You've given them, you pre-educated them. You've educated them with your step-by-step process. You transition to offer. Now you tell them what is the offer. So let's say you have a master class, an online master class, or a coaching program, or a group coaching program. You tell them what is it, who is it for, what it can do for them, and all the good stuff. What's the result that they can get when they implement or when they work with you, because that's will be you now you're selling them, and it should be easier now because you have pre-sold them with your PDF guides, with the content that you're sharing on the webinar. They now know, like, and trust you. So if you do a great job in educating them, in providing value first, the offer is going to be easy for them because they know that there is a next step for them, and the next step for them is the offer that they have to take, that they buy, or they work with you, or they go they book a strategy call with you, like that. So that is your offer, and then your bonus. So when you do a webinar or when you sell, another one of the fastest way or the easiest way, or to make it like a no-brainer for your audience or for your potential client, is to give them bonuses. So bonuses are things that complement your offer. I don't want you to be giving bonuses that are not gonna complement or that not gonna help them get the results that they come into you in the first place. So bonuses should be complementary to your offer. So let's say, for example, if it's an online course, you want to give them a free 6 sessions of a group Q&A, or a live Q&A calls with them, or unlimited 24-hour email support with them, something that they can use to complement and implement the offer. So I want you to think of bonuses as something that complements or makes the implementation or makes the getting of the results from your offer a lot easier and a lot faster. And one of the easiest and one of the most helpful things that I've experienced is giving them access to you, whether it be through a live Q&A calls, or through an email access to you, or even let's say a 15-minute laser coaching with you for 3 months or 6 months or something like that. And then, of course, the last part will be your last call to action, meaning this is where you say, okay, I invite you to take me up on this offer. If this resonates with you, if you want to go from where you are to where you want to be, and this is how and you resonate with how I can help you, I want you to, this is your chance for me to work with you. So you're telling them what to do. I want you to, I telling them that you either take me up on this offer, or if it doesn't resonate with you, that's okay too. But this is where you tell them, okay, this is I'm offering this one within the next, let's say, 5 days, or within the next 24 hours. If you sign up, you get an extra bonus, something like that, something that gives them the sense of urgency. So I really want you to think through this one. I know it's a lot, it looks a lot, but this is where you remember, the webinar is your way of connecting with them in a lot more intimate level, and you have to provide enough information and enough rapport with them so that they can make that informed decision, because they need to feel they're connected with you. They need to feel that they trust you. They need to feel that you are the one that can help them get to where they are, to where they want to be. That is the purpose of your webinar, and I want you to craft this one. And when maybe your first version of your webinar is not going to be the best. Certainly mine was horrible. I mean, my first webinar, it was horrible. I couldn't stand watching it again, but I did it again and did it again. Probably I didn't feel confident, and I still don't feel not feel confident. I still have that fear every time I do a live webinar, but it gets easier. Like, for example, with this live broadcast, this is like I am live with you right now. So if I make mistakes, or if I say something, I can undo that one, because we are live. It's not like pre-recorded that you can edit out and boom. When you are live, it is you. They get what it is. So, and that's okay, because that is the authentic. You're showing the authentic you, and people like that one. People like to see who you really are. They don't want to see, the masked person of you. The other, you want them to see you for who you are. And so don't think that the fear of doing this is gonna be there anyway. So, and it's not gonna get, I would say it's gonna get easier, but it's not gonna. Oh, I would say it's not gonna get harder, but it's gonna get easier in terms of because you've done it. You no, no, no. Oh, I can do it. Like, it wasn't that bad. When you've done it, after you've done it the first time, you probably will tell yourself, oh, that wasn't so bad. It isn't that bad. And another thing that I was really hung up with is that what would people say about me? And you know what? Now that was something that one of my fears were, because first of all, I'm not a native English speaker. I grew up in the Philippines. I lived in the U.S. for many years, and English is not my native language, so I had this self. I felt insecure about if the people, are they going to understand what I'm saying? Are they going to look down on me because of my accent, or I'm not a native English speaker? You know what? In the beginning, it was, yeah. There were days that I cried, but you know what? I feel like this is part of who am I? This is part of my story. Those who don't resonate with me, I don't want to attract those. I only want to attract those who resonate with me, with my accent, with who I am, with who I am, with what I can provide them. That's all I care for. I want to repel those people that don't want to hear my accent, or that don't want to hear what I share, that don't want to hear my story. I don't want to serve those people. I want to serve those who celebrate me because of who I am and what I can do for them. And that's what should be how you think about yourself. I know, especially for us women, we have a lot to think. I mean, we'll have a lot to be prepared for. How we look, how we say things. A lot of these things stem from our own self-confidence. But you know what? There's always going to be the first time, and certainly I felt all of this. And it's not that I am more confident now. I feel I'm more confident because I've been putting myself out there, and I have skills. I have learned skills. I'm confident about some things that I know can help people, and that's what I care about. I care about that this. What I've done, or what I've created, or what I've learned, I care about transferring that mentor to other people, helping people so that they can too achieve that sense of security that I have achieved doing this. That's what I care about nowadays. So I want you to really work on your mindset, because there's a lot of mindset stuff in here, especially when you start putting yourself out there. There are going to be a lot of haters. That is going to happen. And I remember somebody from the internet, one of the experts in the industry, said that once you started having haters, that means you've made it. Yeah, made it up there. Something like that. But you know what? I could care less about what other people say, as long as I know that I'm not offending anyone, or that I'm resonating only to those who I want to attract to me. I mean, I am me. I want people to see me as who I am, and if they resonate with my message, with the work that I do, and that I can help them, thank you. Those are the people that I want to serve. Those that do not resonate with me and don't want to hear from me, I don't want those. And same thing with you. You should look at it that way, because that really helped me in putting myself out there and knowing that there will be people who resonate with me, there will be people who want not, and I don't want those. I want to repel those people that does not resonate with me. I want to attract those that resonate with me. So enough of that preaching. So let's look at the next slide, and that will be your homework. All right, so every day I'm gonna give you a homework to do, because as I've said, nothing happens until you put this one into action. So today your homework is going to be creating the content of your PDF guide and webinar content. And I've given you an outline. I've given you a way to easily do this one by recording yourself. And for the webinar, what I usually do is I create the slides first, and then I practice with talking it out, because you're gonna go live on your webinar. The more you practice with it, the better it's gonna be. But there's gonna be always the first time. I've already rumbled about that one, so don't worry about it, okay? So what I want you to do is to record yourself following the outline of creating a PDF guide, and then creating your slides following the outline of the webinar. And then post your homework when you are done. you say you're done with the homework, post them down below this video. And also, if you want us to if you want our community to help you, give you feedback, maybe upload it on Google Drive or a Dropbox, so that we can give you feedback. We can skim through it, or we can read through it and then give you feedback, because I'm all about that's why this group is about. I'm all about collaborating. I'm all about supporting each other. That's what joint venture is. It's all about supporting each other, and I want you and I to get to 6 and 7 figures and beyond together, because I know when we are supporting each other, when we're helping each other, it's a lot faster to get there, and it will be a lot more fun and enjoyable to celebrate it with somebody, not just you alone in there. So collaborate is the thing. Let's support each other. Let's get to 6 and 7 figures and beyond together. A lot faster, a lot more fun, a lot quicker, a lot more enjoyable together if you do it together. So that is your assignment today. Create the content of your PDF guide and your webinar content. And then tomorrow we are going to build the landing pages that houses your lead magnet. So there's going to be a lead page, landing page for your PDF guide, and a landing page for your webinar content. I am so excited about this one, because if you have done part one, day one and day two, day three will be landing pages, day three will be your affiliate packet, day four affiliate system, and then affiliate packet, writing your JB packet, and then 5 will be, that's when we're going to start reaching out to your potential JV partners, so you can do a joint venture product launch or joint venture online launch. Pretty exciting. I couldn't be more excited for this one. So again, post any comments that you have down below this video, and let's get to work. This is where the rubber meets the road. Remember, nothing happens until you implement. And again, let's collaborate and let's get to 6 and 7 figures together.